It's a perfect day for banana fish. What is going on, party people? It is I, Fumencho, back at it once again with another video. Today's a little bit different. I'm not exactly reviewing this series, but I just felt the need and the urge to talk about it. So I watched episode 2 of Banana Fish last night, and I mean, to say I was blown away is that's the least I could say. Truly, like, it is just astronomical how groundbreaking this source material is. Just the source material alone, the manga, which was written like over 20 years ago. This is spectacular. It really is. I absolutely loved the second. I loved the first episode. I really did, but I felt like I needed to wait it out a little bit before I properly talk about it. Like, I need to let it breathe, and it's breathing. It is living, and it is breathing, and it is fantastic. Let me just start with this. The pacing of episode 2 is some of the best pacing I have ever witnessed in an anime. I mean, the production here, the direction, everything about the episode was fantastic, but the pacing is what I have to tip my hat off to the most, because it felt like I watched a movie. It felt like I watched a 45-minute film, and yet I wasn't bored. Nothing felt rushed. Like, there was so much information and so many different things happening, so many big transitions and set pieces, but none of it I wasn't losing myself in any of it. And I find myself, whenever anime tried to do this and try to be really big and bold and try to show so much in one episode, I get lost in it all, and I'm like, okay, this is too much. This should have been like 3 episodes. What are you doing? Not the case here. It is not the case here. This episode just felt so beefy, but so well done. The way they transition into the scenes, the way everything is paced is just incredible. It really is. I cannot express that enough. But I mentioned the direction, just the way the scenes are shot, what they do with the camera work I know it's not a camera, but what they do with the POV, the point of view in this series is I've never seen done before in an anime. I've never seen done. I mean, there's another show that's airing currently on Crunchyroll called Hanebado, and I'm still blown away by that show. It's still one of my favorite of the season, absolutely. And there's some crazy direction in that I've never seen before. But this, it feels like I'm watching a Tarantino film. It truly does. I mean, just the setting alone and the actual story of the show definitely kind of gives off those Tarantino kind of classic Western film type of vibes. And I don't mean Western in the sense of the theme. I mean Western as in America. And it's set in New York City, and that gives off a really clean and really cool vibe. But again, it's just the way it's shot, the backgrounds that they do here. There's some great animations, some spectacular Sakuga. And it doesn't feel like it's not jarring when it happens, when these crazy shots happen. One of my favorite cases of it was when, I'm dipping into spoilers here, this is, I guess we could call this a review, is when the Ash's group, his sort of gang, the dude with the mohawk, came in to rescue him from, I can't even remember his name, the jerk guy that's dead now, that was like beating on Ash and everything. And he comes in, and there's like a big gunfight and everything, and he's like doing a jump kick and everything, and he kind of jumps off this van, if I recall correctly. He jumps off of this van, and the camera's following him as he's jumping off of this van and then onto this kind of like, I guess, these giant boxes, and he jumps off the box into like a drop kick, and the camera like zooms. I've never seen it before. It looks like straight out of a film, and it is so well done. It is so well done. And there's another shot too, before the most tragic part of this episode. We see he pulls a gun out onto Ash, and Ash is leaning against a car, and the camera zooms out, and we see just Ash's reaction there, and it's just fantastic. And then there is the death of Skip. My God, I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming. I really didn't. I was watching it with a friend, and he was shocked as well. He was kind of like, in the second episode, you killed this character? Like, really? Yeah, Skip he's dead, and he's just a boy. He's like legit 12, and he's dead. The dude puts 3 bullets in him, and I felt that. I truly did, and I think that's what I'm taking away from the episode the most is how the author of this series had the guts to kill off not only a child, but do it so early and so brutally. wondrously done. It really is, and it's I'm not, it's tragic and it's hard to watch, and again, it's very brutal, but it's done in a way that just makes me happy. And I know that sounds really messed up, but it's just the direction. It's all about the direction here. I believe it's the guy that what was the director's name? I can't quite remember, but he's worked on a lot of stuff before, and you can see that talent being carried over here. The lead script writer, the script supervisor, he's from Mob Psycho. The character designer is from Fruits Basket, of all things. Like, there's a lot of talent that's involved with this series, and it just oozes it. Every single scene oozes, and you know that there is that talent working on it. Just from the very beginning of the series, I'll talk about the first episode too. The way it opens up, we're straight in, I believe, was it Al-Qaeda or Afghanistan? I'm not quite sure. I believe Afghanistan. And it's just the way it just opens up like a film would, like a straight up like a Tarantino film would. And then we get introduced to Ash as a character. He's in this alleyway. The camera just follows his back as he's walking into this dark alleyway. Brilliant. Just so well done. I know I've said well done so much. I'm sorry. I know it's annoying, but I cannot express it enough. I'm loving every minute of this series. Another thing I really have to kind of tip my hat off to as well is the sexuality of the show. This is a very violent and dark and twisted series that the source material is as well. There's graphic scenes. There's some very graphic things that I don't normally talk about on this channel. This is a series that I wouldn't normally cover on this channel, but it's just so good that I have to. But yeah, there's some graphic things happening here. There's some child molestation kind of things going on in terms of themes with some of the villains. There's a lot. Again, I told you that Skip died. He's 12 years old. Like, that boy legit died. There's like some rape stuff going on. Like, it's dark and it's violent. And I think it's done in a way that's very, I don't want to say tasteful, because it's certainly not tasteful. It's done in a way that's respectful. They're telling a story. They're not glorifying any of this stuff, and it's sickening to watch, but it's sickening to watch in a good way, in a well-directed way. But what I was mentioning about the sexuality, now I know this manga is highly regarded in terms of how it portrays a male-on-male relationship. But it's not yaoi, it's not pornography or anything like that. It's done in a very realistic way. At least, I mean, I don't know if these characters, I believe his name is Eiji or Eiji, and the main character Ash, there's like this little spark there. And I noticed that in the first episode, and it's really noticeable in the second episode when Eiji jumps the wall with the pole, which was incredibly animated. When he jumps towards the camera, oh my god, just spectacular. But when he jumps towards it, Ash looks up and you see the reflection of the jump in his eyes. And he kind of has this, like, I don't know, it's like a look of admiration, or you could tell there's something going on there. And also when he first came to rescue Eiji, Eiji was kind of blushing a little bit, like, I can't believe you came to save me, like, what's going on here? But it's just done realistically. It's not like, oh, boys kissing each other, oh, let's go. Like, it's not like that. It's real. I'm not into yaoi. I'm not into yuri. I think there's so many series out here that force fan service and everything like that really just take me out of the story and take me out of the series. A good example of that was Island. I was kind of digging Island, and then they just shoved fan service in my face. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like, you lost me right there. At first it was like, this is kind of grounded. This is kind of cool. There's a mystery here, and then like, blech. It's like fan service just threw up all over the series, but this is not the case with this series. This series, it's done in again, a very realistic, like, grounded way where it's believable. It's not fan service. This character is developing feelings for him in a very, very, just a good way, a really well-written way. And again, that has to go to the source material, I believe. I mean, that's just fantastic. I know the manga is regarded as one of the better ones. It was written in '94, I believe. It's crazy that this series is getting an anime now. It kind of reminds me of Parasite, how Parasite, they got an anime later on, like way later on down the line, and it grew in popularity, and the manga got re-released and everything, which is really, really cool. I'm glad that older series are getting attention, series that never got an anime. And one thing that Parasite did that I didn't really like is they completely updated the art style. It didn't feel like something that was old. But this, you see the character designs, I'm like, yeah, this looks like a manga that was written in 1994. And it's so charming, and it's so different and quirky compared to everything else that's airing right now in terms of the art style. Like, it's unlike anything I've seen in terms of the art style that's currently airing. And I like that. I like how they stayed true to what the original artist did for these characters, how they develop their faces, how they have these big kind of like big clear faces, basic kind of clean art style. Like, I really like that. They completely ditched that in Parasite. They did a couple of things here and there, but Parasite for the most part it feels like something that would be released today. But this is a little bit different. But they still found the time and put in the effort to update it a little bit by setting it in present day, because the first, when it was originally written, it was set in like the 80s, I believe. Or in the early 90s, and it was talking about Vietnam and not, Afghanistan, and people didn't have, smartphones. It's making references to smartphones. We see Ash pull one out, characters kind of dress a little bit different, and so on and so forth. But I think I really like that. I really like how they still respect the original source material, but they're still willing to update it a little bit to make sense in today's context. Again, I don't know what else to say. Like, it's just fantastically done. I cannot. The main reason why I wanted to make this video is not just to blabber about the series, but to more so spread attention, to get the series to get more attention. I want people to watch this show, at least give it a chance, because because it's not on Crunchyroll. Shows that are on Amazon, and I have my qualms with Amazon and how they deal with their streaming service and how they deal with anime, but they just don't promote them. They don't talk about them. There's not ads for them anywhere. Like Crunchyroll, there are Crunchyroll ads on Facebook. I scroll through all the time. I see them. Like, there is nothing for Amazon. They just don't push their anime at all, which is shameful. It is absolutely shameful. And I just feel the urge, as I said in the beginning of the video, to talk about it so people can watch it and give it a chance. Because in my opinion, this is one of the better series this year. It is probably, right now, my favorite series this year. Right there, close to oh my gosh, why am I losing my mind right now? Hanebado, I'm so sorry. Right there, close to Hanebado. In terms of the season, definitely. Megalobox is in there, of course. My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan still needs to air. There's a lot of good anime coming out later this year as well. But Banana Fish is just groundbreaking to me. It's doing things that I've never seen done in an anime. It's, stuff I've never seen done in a manga. And I think that this is the story that needs to be told right now. I think that it's something. It's needed. It's necessary, because there's so many series about cute schoolgirls and dancing and shows like Cells at Work, which I have no problem with these series. I do have a problem with Island, but not with Cells at Work. It's funny, it's quirky, but it's an anime. All these series just have these very tropey kind of themes that are at play, but this series is just it's not even in the same category. It really isn't. I think this is a fantastic series. I think that you should absolutely give it a chance. If you like crime thrillers, if you like drama, if you like very dark and grounded type of stories and twisted stuff, if you're into yaoi, like, maybe give it a chance. Like, because there's definitely some yaoi undertones, and they're doing it in a really cool way. I love it. I really do. I just found out that it's going to be 24 episodes. It's going to tell the entire story of the manga, which is fantastic. I absolutely love that. I'm glad we will actually get an ending. And I'm probably going to talk about this series again on this channel because of how much I love it. Because of how just oh man, just watch it. Seriously, watch it. I hope I didn't spoil it too much if you haven't watched it, while I'm talking here. But yeah, just give it a watch. It is damn good. It is damn good. Alright, I think I'm done talking here. I think I've blabbered on quite enough. Make sure to comment down below if you have watched the show, or if you haven't, and just give me your overall thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. What do you think of Ash as a character? What do you think of the themes that are here? The direction, the animation, the OST and the opening and the ED. Best ED of the season by far. One of my favorite openings of the season, maybe even of the year. Just so good. Just so good all across the board. But comment down below. Let's talk about this series. Let's talk about Banana Fish. Hit the like button if you enjoyed anything that I had to talk about today. You can subscribe for more content like this. Gaming coverage, My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan's airing soon. I'm probably going to review that. So yeah, just look forward to that kind of stuff. And to everyone that is already subscribed, you're great. You are. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, and until next time, I will see you later. Bye-bye.